Do you know what happened, Little Ray?
You talked to me first, and then I was talking to you
because I was making sure that you were okay. So she says, all right, I'm going to race you. So after she tells me to race her, Little Ray, look at that. Do you see what she's doing? So we're climbing, and I definitely have her beat. I definitely have her beat. And as I'm going, and I'm climbing, like she keeps talking to me, and I'm like, all right, cool. She's talking to me. I'm gonna make sure she's okay. I already have it, and I'm about to win. I'm just there. And then she tells me something. She calls me, and then bam, she's like, hey, Poppy, and I'm like, what? Bam, and she hits the top, and then that's it.
Get that, sucker.
Yeah. And then she's like, so long, sucker, and then she jumps back. Yeah, you're right.
Goodbye, sucker.